Hi guys, happy Friday. We are on day 3 and our last day of this standard. So we have looked at the main idea and its key details, so it's time to summarize. Our learning target today says I can summarize the text. Our success criteria for that is text structure is analyzed, key details are organized, and text is summarized. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's think about what we already know. Okay, we've talked about a few different words this week. Okay, I want you to think about those key details. Those are all the important points. All the important points we need to include. We talked about how those are the key to the main idea, and without those, the story wouldn't be the same. Okay? When we think about structure is the different parts of a passage. So a lot of times in fiction, it's that plot mountain. But when we're summarizing and we're thinking about nonfiction, think about why they wrote an article the way they did. If their point was to talk about tigers in the wild, did they start talking about what tigers eat? Or did they start with where they live, which helps you know what they eat? Think about the order in which they put it, that beginning, middle, and end, to help you be able to summarize and use a beginning, middle, and end. And lastly, we want to make sure we keep the big idea in mind. Drum roll, that's the main idea. Okay, so make sure that we are still keeping that main idea in mind, what that passage is mostly about. Today, we are looking at those different parts of a summary. Okay, like I said, we want to make sure that we include the structure, the text structure, and really analyze what is the beginning, middle, and end. And in this passage we've been working with, there's actually 3 different paragraphs, which you can tell by the indent to help you think about that beginning, middle, and end. Okay, but if we are building this hamburger, this summarizing hamburger, I don't like mine just plain. So I'm going to go into the kitchen and see what else we have. It looks like we have tomatoes. Okay, so you can decide where your tomatoes are going to go, but I see on the tomatoes it says detail. So be thinking about those key details that you have. Okay, what else do we have in the kitchen? Lettuce. I like lettuce on mine. It's like a crunch. Or you can put chips on yours. That's also really good. So when you're thinking about those details, if your detail goes with the end more than the beginning, maybe we just need to put that lettuce on the bottom. It might be weird, but whatever you like to eat. Okay. And I know a lot of times we work with 3 key details. So let's look in the kitchen, and I have some cheese. So if I have a slice of cheese on this hamburger, that's my last piece of detail. I can order any way I want to, right? When SpongeBob makes his Krabby Patties, he always puts those pickles on the top, right? So when we're thinking about the order we want it to go in, you have to think about those key details that you came up with. And you are going to put those into the hamburger where you see fit to make sure you're still talking about a beginning, middle, and end. Okay? So when we are making our summary, you should really clearly be able to see all those different parts. And I'll show you how we're going to record that on the Google form. I want you to be thinking about where the main idea goes. The main idea is what a story is mostly about, and your summary is a retelling of that story. Your summary should also have that same main idea, so it should be throughout, right? You use those key details to come up with the main idea. The main idea was present in the beginning, middle, and end. Okay, so you're going to see it as you go through there. Your independent task for today is to summarize this text. So I want you to think about all those important parts. Let's look at it on the Google form. So again, on Google Classroom, when you follow that link, the first thing you're going to see is the video that you're watching now, right? That way you can get back to it. So be thinking about what text structure is and why it's important. That text is there for you to read. So for each detail, each condiment, right, out of the kitchen are cheese, tomato, and lettuce. I want you to tell me, what is that key detail? I want you to use this to tell me the order that it's going to go in, and then you're going to write that summary at the bottom. Okay, so this might be a little confusing. Make sure to reach out with any questions you have. You just want to make sure that you are including all these different parts in whatever order you think makes the most sense.